Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sarika Makul, Associate Professor, Saga Group of Institutions. Today we are going to discuss about real estate investment, that is again one of the investment alternative from the subject security analysis and investment management. So here we go. Before going further, first of all we could understand that what is real estate. Real estate that generates income or is otherwise intended for investment purposes rather than as a primary residence. It is common for investors to own multiple pieces of real estates, one of which serves as primary residence, while the others are used to generate rental income and profits through price appreciation. So, a real estate could only become an investment if it is providing you any kind of income or profit. That can be a rental income or that can be through price appreciations. Only then that can be known as an investment. Because as we all know, investment is the commitment of the returns in the future period of time. So that is why it is only called as investment whenever we get or generate a rental income and profits through that very particular real estate investments. The common examples of investment properties are that can be apartment buildings or rental houses in which the owners do not live in their residential units but use them to generate ongoing rental income from residents. So those who invest in real estate also expect to generate capital gains as property values increases over time. So that is why that is only known as investment properties if it is for rental purpose or you are getting some rental income out of that or certain kind of appreciation out of that. Only then that kind of particular property is known as your investment. Otherwise, if you are living in that very particular property, that is not called as investment. That is only a residential unit for you. Why we invest in real estate? So each person will have their own personal reasons why they invest, but some of them are these. So anybody can make investment in real estate because of these various objectives. It can be appreciation of their money, because you all know that real estate appreciates and will get the capital gains in the longer period of time. Cash flow would be there. Leverage will help you to get benefits in future period of time, and definitely you will get the tax benefits also. Real estate cycle chart is there. It goes like, first of all, you'll just make the oversupply. Rental and value increases. Once the rent and value increases, the construction of the particular things increases, goes on increasing. When it increases at one level or oversupply is there, then occupancy declines. Due to that decline, rental value also declines. When rental value declines, the absorption means occupancy again begins, because now the value has been reduced, so people would like to invest again. So recovery starts, occupancy increases, and again the rental value increases. So goes on like a cycle. This is just like demand and supply chart, that once demand increases, so again it comes to the level where that becomes a compatible level. So that is known as real estate cycle chart, which keeps on moving. Once move up, then down, then move up, and then down. So it moves like this. First of all, we'll have the value increment, then there may be situation of oversupply, then decline stage would come, then recovery, and again then growth stage would be coming. So this is a cycle, and here the real estate always goes like this only. These are the various sources from where you can just have your investment properties. You can get it through market listings, through multiple listing services. It can be a commercial information exchange where from you get the information of real estate investments, then through agents and brokers. That there can be banks also which will help you to make these kind of investments, then government entities. Public auctions can be there, one of the source from where you get these kind of real estates. Private sales can be there for sales by owners, those who don't want to live now and they want to sell that property. Then real estate wholesalers and investors are also there, those who offer you these kind of services. Now, investing in real estates, the first and the foremost objective is to identify the various types of real estate investments. There are two types of real estate investments, direct and indirect real estate investments. So first of all, we'll talk about direct real estate investments. As the investor, one can hold legal title to the property. It can be your home which is a place to live. It can be a major asset of most households, but it can be treated as an investment only when you get the capital appreciation on the same. Then it can be a shelter home, which gives you tax benefits if one has a large mortgage interest that is deductible. Possible hedge against inflation. If the price rises, that definitely gives you a hedge against that. Your vacation home can also be the example of investment in real estate. It gives you tax advantages, which depends on if the IRS views it as your second home or as a rental property. If you don't rent it more than 14 days a year, you can write off mortgage, interest, and property tax as per the taxation rules. Primary reason to own a vacation home is because you want to use it. That is why you use that vacation home. You're not living in that, but just to live as a vacation over there. Then another type is commercial properties, that is land and buildings that produce lease or rental income. Examples are duplex or small apartment buildings. It can be hotels, office buildings, stores, and many other types of commercial establishments, which gives you rental income, regular rental income. Then there might be some undeveloped lands also that can be tremendous gains, but this type of investment poses enormous risks. All the money is riding on a single parcel of land. So that can be one of the option, but it is not advisable to invest in undeveloped land. These are the direct real estate investments examples. Now, indirect real estate investments, that is in the form of real estate syndicates or limited partnerships, where a syndicate is a temporary association of individuals or firms organized to perform a specific task that takes a large amount of capital. Can be organized as a corporation, trust, or a limited partnership, where your liabilities as well as profits can also be limited to your partnership. Provide professional management and limited liability for its members, and diversification if several properties are owned. In this, your money cannot be blocked. The whole money of yours cannot be blocked. It can be shareable. So that is where we entered into this kind of syndicates or limited partnerships, where the general partner is there who has unlimited liability or sells participation units to the limited partners, where their liabilities is limited to the extent of their initial investment. So your risk is less in case of this type of investment. That is a sort of indirect investment where you are not directly involved. You are indirectly involved in that very particular partnerships. Another method of indirect investment is real estate investment trusts, that is known as REIT. It's a company that owns and in most cases operates income producing real estate. REITs own many types of commercial real estate ranging from office and apartment buildings to warehouses, hospitals, shopping centers, hotels, and even timberlands. So basically, these engage in financing real estate. It is being created, this kind of trust is being created by US Congress in 1960, and these were designed to provide a real estate investment structure similar to the structure of mutual funds, where we pool our resources to make investment in stocks. Similarly, in this, there are strong income vehicles because REITs must pay out at least 90% of their taxable income in the form of dividends to their shareholders or to their investors. It can be publicly traded on major exchanges, public but not listed or private. The two main types of REITs are equity REITs and mortgage REITs. In November 2015, equity REITs were recognized as a distinct asset class and in the global industry classification standard by S&P, Dow Jones Indices and MSCI. So basically these are the two main types of REITs where you can make investments in the form of mutual funds. Now, these are the various advantages of real estate investments. Why do we make investments in real estate? It is a hedge against your inflation, increase in prices. You will get the appreciation. Easy entry as a limited partner. Your liability would be limited. Limited financial liability. No management concerns would be there because you are mortgaging the things. Financial leverage will be there, which means that use of borrowed funds for investment purposes, which allows you to acquire a more expensive property than you could buy on your own. You are not using your own funds, so which will give you a leverage over your finances. There are certain disadvantages also of making investment in real estate, that is illiquidity. That is not that much liquid as mutual funds are or other investments, because sometimes you cannot immediately get the buyer or the seller. Declining property values is also one of the main disadvantage, because sometimes you have purchased at some amount and you will not get that capital appreciation at the end of the time when you are going to sell that. Lack of diversification, because it will definitely not a actual source of risk diversification. Lack of a tax shelter for real estate syndicates, there is no tax shelter on that. Long depreciation period. Management problems means direct real estate. Management problems could be there in real estate investments due to the low prices, due to market situations, market fluctuations, price fluctuations. So these are the certain disadvantages of this. Now, another sort of investment is in precious metals, gems, and collection. So the precious stones can be like diamonds, sapphires, rubies, emeralds. It can be a hedge against inflation. It allows investors, because of their small size, ease of concealment, inflation hedge, and great durability. Then making investment in various metals like silver, platinum, rhodium, it can be a safe haven. We can analyze the risk and rewards of investing in precious metals, like hedge against inflation, safe haven during political or economical upheaval. You have that gems with you. In India, this is the most precious thing to make investment in gems. Need a storage place, can be risky due to price variations. Yes. Gold lower interest rates often result in higher gold prices. So these fluctuations definitely impact the investment in these precious metals, gems, etc. So this is all about your real estate investments. I hope you all have understood